Hello out there, all you wonderful people. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy. Thank you once again for lending me your time and your ear listening into another Why You Know game discussion. And yeah, this is probably another time you're going to be hearing me talking about Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, and I have good reason to because I've been playing Dragon Age, which has a horrible naming scheme for a series, but we'll get on that another time at a different date because I've already talked about it a couple times as is, and it's kind of stupid that the first game is called Origins, and then the second game is 2, but then the third game is Inquisition, and the fourth game is going to be 4, but it's done with the number instead of a Roman numeral like 2 was. Okay, had to get that little rant out the way. But because I've played Dragon Age, the first two games, as far as playstyle is concerned, I actually prefer the second game's playstyle overall out of the three. Because the fourth game isn't out yet, obviously. Because it felt better to me to play it that way, at least. But that's me talking. But the engine that's used to make Dragon Age could be fully used to do a remake of Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. And they could do with these games what they've done with Mass Effect and Dragon Age, which is let the stories bleed into each other. I mean, yeah, obviously there are connections between Knights of the Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic 2. There's no doubt in that. But what they could have done is fully remaster both games, but the events that you cause in the first game will have a direct effect on some of the events in the second game. So there wouldn't be a set thing for certain situations. Like, say, just for example, for a game that is old as hell right now, but when you get to the end and you have to choose which of the two tribes you decide to support, whichever one you support at the end of that ends up being around at the end of the second game. Or at some point in the second game, you bump back into them with the other character. I think that makes a lot of sense. Because you're going from Revan to, I forget the character's name. Because Revan was a dude and the outcasted Jedi was a female, canonically. But you could go ahead and have certain things pop up. Like, hey, maybe at the end of the game, if you turn to the end of the first game, you turn to the dark side, characters that would exist in Knights of the Old Republic 2, like K.O.T.O.R, isn't there. Because you kill him. Like, as simple as that. Because I do believe you actually kill him in the first game if you take the dark side path. So he wouldn't exist in the second game at all. Again, it's just like what Mass Effect and Dragon Age Dragon Age as a series have done. So, certain events just tie back into other events in the story. But, and that's the one thing I think that Knights of the Old Republic actually was missing. And it's let's not lie to ourselves, people. They could have done that back then. I know it would have been a lot more complicated, but they could have done it back then. I think maybe it was just a resource thing where they didn't have the money for it, and that's probably why it happened the way it did. But they could also use this as an opportunity to fix some issues that both of those games had that were just glaring issues that they just got overlooked because of, time and resources to not be able to do it. Plus, on top of that, it would be extremely popular. You can't tell me that if they dropped a trailer today saying Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2 will be completely remade from the ground up using the Dragon Age engine, whichever engine that is, I'm pretty sure it's Frostbite, but whichever engine it is that they specifically use for that, whatever they use to make those games, people wouldn't be excited. Because then you have the fans of Dragon Age would be excited. You have Star Wars fans in general would be excited. And you have fans that love Knights of the Old Republic that would be excited. So you're hitting the fan bases all around. And it would be a very intelligent idea to go ahead and do this. My biggest thing would be to say that it needs to be across every platform. It doesn't need to be beholden to one platform or two platforms. It should be on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo. Simple as that. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It should be on all platforms. That way you give everybody an opportunity to play it. The older Knights of the Old Republic is already on mobile. I'd say also put a team on porting Knights of the Old Republic 2 to mobile, like the older version of it. But the remastered games need to be a cross-platform on everything except for mobile, because I wouldn't expect mobile to be. Well, even mobile could have it, depending on how they decided to develop it. But somebody's phone would burn out very quickly playing that game. But still, it just makes sense to go ahead and put the effort into it and see what they can do with it. See what way they can bring it back. And it's not like this isn't BioWare. Even if team members have changed out, you still are making the same type of game, one way or another, because they're working on Dragon Age 4. They're working on Dragon Age 4. So if they're working on Dragon Age 4 and the game is still so very similar, the styles of the games are so very similar, why could they not remaster Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2? One, that would make Disney happy because it would bring more attention to the Star Wars franchise, more positive attention to the Star Wars franchise. Two, that would actually put them back in better standing because then people would have more faith in them developing these games. And I'm sorry, if you've already made a bunch of good Dragon Age games, there's no reason you can't go back and redo Knights of the Old Republic and make those games good, just as good, if not better. Again, that's still something to be kept up with and thought about. Heck, they could even have a situation between the games where I can't remember what they called the character that was the outcast for Knights of the Old Republic 2. It's not the outcast. I know that. It's just I'm drawing a blank. But you guys that are familiar with it know exactly what I'm talking about. But they could have a situation where your new character runs into your previous character, like Revan, who was Revan, and you could either have a fight of some sort or a conversation, just something like where characters that you worked with that weren't a part of your crew in the second game, you could have encounters with them, at least the ones that survive, depending on what plot line you go with. Again, it's just me thinking it. I think it would be a good idea. I think it would net a lot of money. But again, I'm just the guy that says, hey, yo, this would be cool if you guys did it. You got the resources available now. No excuses as to why you can't do it. I'm just wondering why you won't do it. Because I know for sure, with all of the people that I have seen begging for Knights of the Old Republic to come back. And I mean Knights of the Old Republic, not the Old Republic. It should be done. And on top of that, then they could actually do the third game and tie it into the Old Republic better. Because the Old Republic was supposed to be the follow-up to the Knights of the Old Republic, but there's such a gap between the two, between that that duology of games and that MMO. They have plenty of room to explore different options. But again, that's just me thinking it out. You guys can let me know what you think down below. Tell me if you feel like it'd be a good idea, and if you can see it working. I personally do see it working very well. I do know that they would have to redo a lot of the voice work, and it would probably, I don't know if they'll be able to get all of the actors again, because again, I don't know you know, who may or may not have passed or have had some sort of situation in their lives that would prevent it. But if they can get the voice work redone, reworked on, and get the characters as close as possible to the originals, if they can't get the original actors, it would still be great. But again, that's it for me. Thank you guys very much for listening. Keep your eyes and ears out for more stuff from me. And until the next time, enjoy your games and peace out.